Hello, Justin Hamilton here with a very special edition of Can You Take This Photo Please? Our two guests are Mike Wilmot and Lawrence Mooney, who are two of my favourite comedians and two of the most dangerous comedians I know. So why don't you come along and check out the show?
You know, it says you only live twice, once when you're born and once when you stare death in the face.
Yeah.
And we do live twice quite a lot, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Because we stare death in the face.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing better than Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
You know, when you realise...
No, and the rivulets of sweat down the back. And you can feel it just coursing in your ass crack. And your mind starts to forget. It fragments, like, you know...
I think it's the closest you'll feel as to going through a black hole. That feeling of... Just everything's gone. And the time stops, and it's just a spiral of fucking nothing, and you're the core of it.
Yeah,
like you're the heaviest thing in the universe.
And actually, time does stop, and you step outside yourself, and you're commentating to yourself. And
my God, how am I going to come back to normal?
Time stretches. You've got milliseconds.
I did a gig at the start of last year,
like riding a bull,
which
would feel better.
Oh, without a doubt.
Than bombing.
I did this gig for grassroots rugby league owners in Queensland. I can't really work out where I didn't connect with them. But halfway through the gig, I knew this gig was not going well. And this is how bad the gig was. I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I was on stage and I heard a poster behind me peel off the wall and float to the ground. I heard something float. That's how bad the gig was.
Got one.
You got better?
Wes Saharic. He was a magic act comedy guy. Bit out of his mind, bit of a drinker. And some days you'd see him a little shaky after a bender. So the juggling and the magic would be just a bit off.
Yeah.
And he was doing a club in Northern Ontario in front of a lot of older folks. And he would start the show. It's an old W.C. Fields trick. You have a cane, a top hat, a cigar on top of a stool. And he'd snap the stool up with his foot, get the hat under, grab the cigar and the cane or something like that. It was really impressive when done properly. He did that, and everything flew all over the fucking place. And the chair went through a window that was right next to the stage. So all these old people are now they're terrified.
Yeah.
And they just stare at him for the next, 15, 20 minutes. Then he had a big hoop, and he would throw the hoop in the air, and when he would climb underneath it, it would fall down, and it looked like he had a nightcap and a nightgown.
Right.
And he would say, "Good night!" And he went, "Good night!" And nothing. And through the broken hole where the window was, you heard in the distance, Timberwolf, Northern Haliburton, Ontario.
I was doing this gig at the Shepparton Football Club, the Swans. And
was this a daytime gig?
Yeah, it was this. They call them smoke afternoons. You're opening
Bring
for
over your
strippers.
glass for this one.
Sure.
This needs a drink.
But you know, when you're opening for strippers, basically men have already entered a fairly visual realm of their mind.
Yes,
they're not ready to listen. And the drunkenness was unparalleled. Anyway, the president of the club, and fuck you if you're watching this.
Fuck you very much.
He gets up and he goes, "Oh, you know, thanks for coming to the 20th annual Smokers Afternoon." So, like, they've got tradition. Listen, the comedian that we organised couldn't be here because his mother's gravely ill. So not so much as an introduction, but an update on an old woman's state of health. So we've got this bloke. Please welcome Mr. Lawrence. So he introduces me as a character from Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, starring David Bowie. 1983 film. Yeah. And I would have preferred to be buried up to sand and had my head lopped off. Anyway, so I get up there and properly die, cotton wool mouth, sweat back, can't remember anything, you know, pieces of matter flying around me.
You're starting to black out a little bit.
Start to vague out and try a couple of things, no traction, quite a big level of noise in the room, and somebody yells out, "I wish your mum was crook."
Oh, really?
Fuck me.
It's like,
I did a place called Caddies, which had a half a Cadillac stuck in the ceiling. It's a classic old shit hole thing to do at strip clubs and shit rooms in North America.
Put half a car.
Half a car.
See, I wouldn't be
Oh
still...
my God, has it crashed into the building? That's what
I would still be fascinated by that, though. I love that shit. I love a half a car coming
Half
out
a car at the back end, so it's gone in full. It's gone in full.
Yeah.
A bunch of Italian guys on, a bunch of it, and I don't want to say all Italian guys are mobsters, but these guys knew a few, kind of thing.
Yeah. They own, oh, let's open caddies.
Yeah, this would be great.
Why wouldn't we?
I got to have a Cadillac. You got that building. Yeah. You can't even have a Cadillac, sort of winning that one.
I don't know, let's get some comedy or something.
So we get the comedians in it, and I'm on stage just a few minutes. I was a kid, it's like 25 years ago.
You think you're funny?
But pulls out a handgun, so it just peels off shots, and I literally grab onto my chest. And I look out, oh, it's a starter's pistol. The guy goes, no, I'm a bad shot. And it was the owner's cousin. They had pre-planned that.
Right.
And I kept going.
You kept going,
Oh,
yeah. Because you're a kid, you don't know any better.
$25, it's $25.
Yeah.
Or some, it's $12 and free beer.
Yeah.
Which in my case, that's a lot of money.
Do you have a way to deal with after you've had a bad gig? My theory is if you have a bad gig, the first thing I want to do is a gig straight away to try and wash that out of my system.
I can't even have a drink after a bad gig because I just want to get home and get out of the sight of everybody.
Yeah.
I'm more likely to drink heavily after a good gig.
I like a rear view mirror feeling.
Yeah.
Like, because Canadians and Aussies are similar in that when you're on the road in our countries, you're on the fucking road. Like, you're miles
There's
away from
distances.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're massive distances. But I always found it really lovely to sketch the distant lights of whatever the fuck you just played in the rearview mirror. I found that very cathartic. Like, you just feel like, well, it's physically far away. It's in the past.
Yeah.
Literally, it's in the past.
The thing I had
but I'm
to-
like you. I'll get pissed up after a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll race home after a shit one.
If I was a shit comedian, and I'm not.
No, no, you're not. No, you're not.
If I was, I would just be as sober as a judge. It's only the joy where I can abuse myself.
I like it. Let's see how long we can keep these positive vibes going.
Right.
And they go right into the morning hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Followed by depression.
You are on the... I know the wave is a oft-used analogy for comedy, but you are on the crest of a wave. It's like, it feels great after a good gig.
Yeah.
I love it.
You're validated.
It
It's
heals
also
you from
intoxicating.
everything.
Yeah.
And what I can understand the popularity of cocaine when I was a younger comic, because it was the
You've started to misunderstand the popularity of it.
well, but you like that. Well, the money. I did actually one of the best gigs I ever had was the Up the Creek Comedy Club in Greenwich years ago.
Oh, I know it.
I got
I've done
stuck
that.
in traffic getting back. Rich Hall and I were shooting a show in the afternoon. We got stuck in fucking traffic, and I had to take a crap, and it was horrible. Like I was almost crying. It was like really bad. Like I kept saying I was gonna just jump out of a moving car. Like we were going like that car wise, just jump out and like just run off the road, have a shit, and try and find the car. Seconds later, but we finally pulled up in front of the creek, and I almost got hit by a car running across the street, up the stairs, up the stairs into the back. Just made it on the toilet. Just fucking made it.
But your asshole knows, doesn't it?
It was singing.
Yeah.
It was singing. And when I went on stage seconds after that dump, seconds, because I was late.
Yeah.
And I had one of the best sets of my life, and I looked like an angel. There was a glow of happiness around me. Yeah, like, how are you? What's that hum? That's my asshole singing.
You think it's tougher for good-looking women?
Oh, I think so. Well, in comedy, yeah, but every other part of the world, no.
Well.
Yeah, they don't pay for nothing, and everything's fancy. Oh, it's wonderful, everything you do is wonderful.
Oh, they get
But
harassed a lot
for
more.
jokes.
But you think in comedy they...
Good-looking people in general get fucked over.
No,
in
that's
jokes.
my problem.
No, you're like one of those funny-looking, good-looking guys.
Yeah.
You're just on the cusp. You're either one or the other. Parts of your face are very funny-looking.
Yeah, that's what I get. You look funny.
You look funny.
It's easy for
You're
you.
a good
look
looking,
funny.
You're a good-looking guy that can pull a funny face.
Yeah, but I've said this before, you've got the Hollywood smile, which gets you away with everything.
What a loader.
Well, here's another one.
It's true.
Stuart Francis, incredibly funny Canadian, making a huge career for himself in Britain right now.
Right.
Is really funny because he's a good-looking guy that doesn't care how stupid he looks.
Yeah.
Right.
And usually good-looking people are a bit vain, and they're always worried about how they look. But a good-looking person that's funny doesn't care what they do.
Yeah.
Come up looking like.
True that a comedy audience will not accept you if you are good looking and you know it.
Yeah.
They hate that.
Because well, you have to be lower status.
Because you get all the breaks.
Yeah.
You get all the fucking breaks in this.
And who wants to laugh at
That's
that
why you've
person?
got privilege. So what's funny about success?
Oh, you and your symmetry. That's what it is. You know?
The trouble with an award, and you see it in restaurants, it's like winner of Best Plate by the Plate magazine, 2004, 2005, 2010. So you go, well, what happened in the years in between? And haven't they
Gone
won
to
one?
shit.
It's gone to shit. Yeah. So an award brands you. Do you know what? You were great 7 years ago, but now you're a fucking no-hoper.
I won the Barry, 2003. It's almost been 10 years, and that's exactly
I was backstage
how I
with you.
feel.
Well, do you know how long can it live on a poster? 2 years max.
No, it can last on your poster forever if they remove the year you won.
Yeah.
Barry Award winner. When?
But the year has got a shelf life of 2 years.
Or depending
or
on,
year.
you're looking at a three-time Golden Beaver Award winner. That's never been on a poster for some reason. I refuse to put the Golden Beaver on an award poster.
You won the Golden Beaver
3 times, baby, not just once.
I better do what you wanna, it's fine with me. I better do what you wanna, it's fine with me. I build a dynasty with the rhymes of beats.